right. What's packing, everybody? I tell you what, Joanie, thank you for coming in.
A pleasure, always.
I am honored.
Who could
to have
resist?
You. I know, right? With a beard like this, eyes like mine, and a personality that some may mistake in a crowd. It doesn't matter, but besides that.
Never.
I know, right?
What crowd?
What crowd? What crowd is that? But Brian,
I only see you.
What's up?
All you see is me. Most people mistake me and Brian when we walk in places. They go, "What's up with these guys?" This is the What's Pac'n crew. But then again, Saucy is a much more distinguished man than myself. And Brian, how was Halloween night, dude? You had your whole show and everything.
Yo, man, Halloween night was crazy.
Crazy.
It was a good night. Good night for sure.
I had some things that popped up last minute. We had me and my girlfriend. She had a family emergency. I wasn't able to make it out Friday night. I went to a small friend get together type thing. But my brother was there at Crazy Jack's on
You had a good
6.
time, right?
Dude, he said he didn't get home till 9 a.m.
Man,
9 a.m.
Bussing.
Dude, he called. I was like, what do you? I called him at like noon on Saturday, and I was like, "Are you alive?" He's like, "Bro." He's like, "It was a long one." He's like, 9 a.m. I got back. I said, "What time did you leave?" He goes like 4 a.m. I said 4 a.m. and then you get home till 9 a.m. I think my brother was canoodling. He was out there canoodling. He said Crazy Jack's did him well.
And we're back at it again tomorrow night for Fuck It Up Fridays. You already know.
And by the way, I like the flyer. The way he spelled, see, Joanie, these kids are so clever now.
Yep.
They're so clever. He has the little Fuck It Up Fridays because it rhymes and you're at
Yeah.
the bar, that type of thing.
Yeah.
But he spells it with an asterisk.
Right.
Right? So that way it's not really cussing, but he's really
Right.
cussing. You
Right.
know? So he's got that going. And Friday night, I'm going to be down in Jacksonville. I'm going to be in Florida, but I send you the best of wishes and everybody that's going to be there. Crazy Jack's Friday night. I'm praying for you.
It's going to be a good one. Yes,
Oh,
sir.
man. Hopefully there's a lot of 9 a.m. nights. You know what I'm saying?
You already.
But now I digress. I am so happy you're here, Joanie. And for the people that don't know, this is Joanie Klar. Now, Joanie,
Yes.
please tell the audience, explain to everybody, who are you? What are you doing? Where are we at in life? The real question of life is, who are you?
That's right. And you should always know that, who you are.
Who you are.
You know, and always feel that you know who it is divinely.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you have little lights.
You bring your lights.
They help, because we're all light. So just keep being more light every day, every moment, and you'll be, walking the talk.
That's right. You got to find your inner light, your energy inside, and stay true to who you are. It's easier said than done.
Mm-hmm.
Easier said than done. But you're a shining example of someone that truly lives it. You know who you are. You have a wild background. I mean, you're a South Dakota girl.
Yeah. So what do you expect? South Dakota cowgirl.
South Dakota
rodeo.
cowgirl. Yeah.
The
rodeo.
Pickup trucks. Stock car racing.
Everything. You went from South Dakota. You spent a majority of your life in Colorado.
Yes.
Aspen.
The center of the universe.
That's right. The center of the universe, Aspen, Colorado. And then you moved on from Aspen and you went to a
I'm
documentary
still there.
film. Well, you're still
there.
there.
But I do many other, I live here and a few other places. But Aspen is where I vote.
That's it. That's where you vote. That's where you call home. But you're all over the place. You're in the city. You're up here in Putnam, Westchester County.
God's country.
God's country.
The rainforest. I live in the rainforest, right?
That's right. That's right. Your property is truly a little slice of the rainforest. And so the way me and you met, I went to go rent. This is what I'm talking about, energy. Yeah. Energy sees no age, nothing, right?
Yeah.
By rights, there's no way that me and you should be friends or even, how do we even meet each other? I go to rent an apartment from you, unfortunately.
I love guys with headphones.
That's what it is.
That's it.
Headphones. If I knew that, I should have brought I bring headphones everywhere I go now. But I went to rent an apartment from you. It didn't work out, but we became best of friends.
Yes.
And everything happened instantly. And I truly believe everything happens for a reason.
Yes.
And this is one of the examples. But where are we at now? So your career, your life has been dedicated to filmmaking and everything that has to offer, right?
Yes.
And you have a lot of other things to offer too. I mean, you have a lot of passions that you've been going down these endless roads and endeavors, from diet planning,
Health and wellness.
health and wellness.
And food is your medicine or your poison, depending on the choices you're making.
Depending on how you treat it and how you eat it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
So from the diets to the filmmaking to the spiritual journey that your life has become. And I just wanted to tell you, I have you on here because I am in awe. I am, I love everything you stand for and everything that you do. And I just want to say, I've never met someone as active as you are. I mean, your projects never stop. I mean, it really is. I mean, let's just put it as is. I know people that are a quarter of your age with a 1/10 of the amount of energy and passion and vigor that you have for life. Truly. I just wanted to give you a little, I know I'm blowing smoke up your ass here, but let me just say, I just wanted to give you a little pat on the back, and that's how we met, and that's our thing.
Yes.
But we're here.
Yes.
We're here to promote some projects you got going on.
Yes.
So let's start off one project that you've been working on.
Yes.
What's your main one? What's your main project?
Well, the one right now, and by the way, I do film, but I'm a social architect, and I studied at the University of Copenhagen in Denmark on the role of the ombudsman, because I was in the political science and architecture and those things. And I always wanted to figure out a way to connect the dots. Why do we have to be in silos and someone just studies this or that or this? Because life is about knowing how to do everything.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the humanistic or holistic, whole systems thinking. So with those kinds of thinking, I got very much into film because I'm an activist and I like for causes and to educate people and inspire people to do things and get involved in life. So if a tree falls in the forest and no one was there to hear it, did it happen?
Did it fall? I don't know.
You have to have a film now. You have to have some video to communicate your message
for people to believe your message.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's fun. And I love every person I've met on this planet, whether they're in Sri Lanka or Bali or Tibet or Kathmandu or,
or
Madrid,
right here in Putnam County.
Right here in River City.
Little River City.
Has a story and a heart. And to be able to experience that and communicate, that's what you and I meant, which is boom. If people didn't have to move the cars in my driveway, we'd still be there talking.
That's the truth. Isn't that the truth? Oh my God. With smoothies, right?
Yeah,
with smoothies.
Thank you.
But so the latest, one of the projects that you worked on that I found very intriguing, which I watched the film on, and it was called Knives Over Forks.
Forks over knives.
Yes. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Forks over knives. And this was a study in the diets of, can I say veganism? I mean, it was a vegan-based diet. Am I correct with this?
Well, that came from it. But Professor Colin Campbell, who's a nutritional scholar emeritus out of Cornell, he and his son went to China and did the China study. And what they did is they studied the eating habits of people in the countryside, eating their whole foods. And as the people migrated to the cities and they were eating the processed foods. And so they just did a whole study on that showed, disease goes straight up the more processed foods you have. It's direct connection. The China study came back to America and it just... None of the doctors wanted to hear about it at that time, or anybody wanted to hear it. They were all, we're all addicted to our fast food.
What time frame was this about? This
was almost 20 years ago.
Okay.
Because Dr. Oz loved this too. He read it. He was one of the enlightened ones.
One of the enlightened ones from the study.
That used to carry it around and say, "Have you read this? Have you read this?" And then another amazing doctor I work with in Hawaii, Dr. Terry Shintani.
That's who I saw in the film.
Yes.
Terry Shintani.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Terry has just been an amazing, he had studied to be a lawyer and then said, "Oh, I don't think this is for me." So then he goes to become a doctor. And then he goes, "Wait a minute. I think if 80% of wellness is diet and nutrition. I need to know about lifestyle and that. So then he studied with miso kushi and the whole macrobiotic, and he wanted to study native diets because what was our original diets when people used to have more balance and health?
When the first man was running around, what
Yeah,
was the diet?
exactly.
How do we
Yeah.
get to this point without processed foods? And why do we need it now?
And that's the link. So knowing that helps us, and he puts us on the programs, and within 7 to 10 days, people are off most of their medications.
Yes. So in your study,
Which all have side effects. So the less medications you're doing, the healthier person you're going to have. You're going to have more energy. Like
Totally. I know. So in the study, you guys took a sample group of people and you gave them a plant-based diet for a certain amount of time. And these are people that had underlying health conditions. Diabetes was
terrible.
popular.
Multiple meds.
Obesity, multiple situations. And by the end of the study, by the end of the research program with their food, most of them were either cured or on the process of being in, much better health, from heart disease, from diabetes, everything else, all based on just changing the diets. No extensive exercise, nothing, just changing from processed foods to plant-based consumption.
Yes. And we monitored them every single day. We took their blood pressure and all the signs every day. So that, because the effects are so dramatic that within just a few days, people were saying, "Oh my goodness, look at what the blood pressure is." And he goes, "Oh, well, don't take that med now because you don't need it."
Yeah.
And it would just it was amazing.
And over the time period, so we're talking about in this study, approximately how long did it run? Was it a 30-day thing? Was it a
21 days?
21 days. And they had that much result, proven result.
There's results in less time because it's so dramatic. Food is such a powerful medicine and health and our wellness,
Yes.
and it builds an awareness. Just taking our patients to the supermarket and having a whole, just a different way of thinking and choices. And as they saw and felt, it was just such a delight. There's no better joy than giving somebody something wonderful to be healthy about.
Yes.
And be happy and can live longer.
And from what I saw from your guys' research and the study, a lot of the people's cravings that they had for sugar and other things changed. It changed into cravings. You guys took people that were drinking soda, eating fast food, all types of processed stuff, and their cravings for these particular items altered within like a 9-day to 10-day span for cravings of their structured diet. They were eating a lot of
fast foods.
They were
processed
eating a lot of
foods.
processed foods. But they started to crave the
whether they're
healthier,
fast or slow. Processed is no good.
They started to crave the healthier alternative after time. It became like their habit. It was a lifestyle change. It was a total lifestyle change for these people.
Yeah. And that's the coolest thing about this is because your body will crave anything you give it. Now, right now, it craves like whatever you're doing. If you're doing a Big Mac every other day, that's what it craves. But if you start changing it to the salads and the grains and the this and the that, and pizza, healthy pizza.
Right, healthy pizza. Cauliflower pizza.
Yeah,
I'm guilty. I love cauliflower pizza. Don't make me a bad guy. I like regular pizza. Now, don't get me wrong. I am not a vegan. I am sitting here. I'm enamored by the process that these people went through because myself, I couldn't do it. I couldn't kick it. You know what the thing is with me? It's not that I have a poor diet by any means. I'm an active guy. I eat well. But to completely change and cut out it's hard. It's easier said than done. It takes a lot of will. It takes a lot of will. As we sit here now, the results are astonishing. The results are, men lie, women lie, but numbers don't. And the numbers for these people, their cholesterol levels, their body density levels, their body fat percentage, everything was
Every
affected.
Biomarker dramatically changed. Yeah. And the thing is, these were people on a real study. So, and they had all agreed, and only one person left because they just, but everybody else stayed and they came back later. But if you were doing it in a way where you didn't have to do it every day because of the study. I mean, this was a real study. And so...
Yeah, these people were, there was research. There was a research group.
Yeah, and we had to keep it legitimate. But you can have the same kind of effects with your own lifestyle if you just... romance it a little.
Willpower of sticking to that rigid diet is very hard. It's easier said than done.
Yeah.
It truly is. And which brings me to another one of your documentaries, which I saw about Monsanto. We'll talk about willpower. You guys had the willpower to stand up to a large company in Monsanto with the seeds, with the GMOs, I believe.
Yeah, it's Roundup. Yep, glyphosate. And that has been proven now that it causes cancer. Thank goodness that we have that information through the wonderful work of Dr. Zach Bush and others that did the research on the glyphosate that showed, it's water soluble. So I'm a farmer from South Dakota, so I understand the soil.
What is glyphosate? What is this? What happens?
It's the ingredient they put in Roundup.
Okay. And Roundup, they go and they spray on crops?
Yes. And it's a terrible thing to spray because it's totally not necessary.
Yep.
You want to have biodynamic soils, healthy organic soils, and that will give you good food. But these strip the soil, they damage it, they toxify it, and then it's water soluble. So in the land, when it rains, it goes out into the streams, rivers, comes all the way down the Mississippi into the Gulf of Mexico. And there's an epidemic of cancer in that area because all glyphosate has come all the way through the water to the Gulf of Mexico, and they call it Cancer Alley. So as they were studying why that happened and they linked it back, we finally got the goods. So it went to court. They got sued and won. Finally. They've been denied. But listen, thank goodness. So
that was a long process too. I know me and you have been talking about that. That took some time. It was a class action lawsuit and a lot of courage.
But Zach Bush, we have Farmer's Footprint is the name of the film and the movement and everything. And it's the most beautiful thing where the farmers, when they realized why they were sick, farmers, we love our land.
Yes.
We all love our land, and nobody wants to be and nobody liked putting, all that in the soil.
All the chemicals in the earth.
It would just make everybody sick, including the land, and then we wouldn't even get good food. So now that whole process has changed. There's farmers that are learning and gardeners and consumers. So that we're a circle of awareness in the whole food chain.
Gotcha.
And plant a seed.
Plant a seed. I love it. I love it. So, we're covering documentary after documentary here. We have Knives Over Forks, which is about diets.
Yeah.
And then
Forks Over Knives.
Forks Over Knives.
That's
I keep saying it backwards. Forks Over Knives, which is about the diets in Hawaii.
Yes.
And then we also have Farmer's Footprint.
Yes.
Okay. And now the next one, the next project that I'm going to ask you. There's so many projects. The next one I was all very curious about. I'm not sure how far we made it with this, but the Dolphin Project.
Right.
The Dolphin Project where you were working on, it was kind of like Shark Tank.
Well, this is still under wraps.
So Can we talk about this?
No, not
okay.
right now.
All right. Yeah. See, I'm blowing the lid on certain things. But
that's fine.
Right? I mean, we have so many things to talk about.
Let's talk about Vicus. That's the next
Oh
big
my
thing
God.
Right
How is Vicus?
Vicus Khanna is always fine because he's always on fire and he's a man with a mission. And he's the Michelin star chef from India.
He is Bobby Flay of India. This guy is incredible. India loves this man. This man is a national treasure over there. I mean, he truly is. I had the pleasure of, he welcomed me to his home. We had
You came to my meditation and movement.
Yes. Yeah. It was
a celebration
phenomenal. He made a dish, this Dutch pancake with all the fruits. And I was like blown away. I'm like, this is incredible. And it was a great time. He's a great guy, and he's working on a phenomenal project. I mean, this is Barefoot Empress.
Yes.
Barefoot Empress is, I saw the trailer for it. It's going to be out in theaters soon.
ഏതു കാര്യവും ചെയ്യുന്നതിന് മുൻപിൽ അസാധ്യമെന്ന് തോന്നും ചെയ്യുന്നത് വരെ.
Please explain, what is Barefoot Empress?
Well, it's Vikas's third film. The first film that he did, and he's written over 40 books, the last two with the Dalai Lama, just amazing author. And he did a movie a couple years ago, his first one called The Last Color. Yes. Which got up for a nomination. And he wrote, produced, directed, edited the whole thing in India himself. And it was an amazing story that you can see on Amazon Prime. And it'll change your life.
That was nominated for an Academy Award, I believe.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, yes. It was a phenomenal film.
When we showed it at the United Nations, we got a standing ovation.
Yeah.
But it's an amazing story about iconic, and it about a widow and a young street girl.
Ooh.
And your life will be forever changed when you see that. Anything Vikas does, your life's going to be changed because it's so iconic.
I mean, this Barefoot Empress, I've watched the trailer. Yes. I've read the reviews. And I truly believe you guys have something quite special on your hands with this film.
Oh, my God. It's the story, a true story. It's a short. It's for short on this. And it's a 95-year-old woman, a poor woman that has been a sweeper in the temples all her life, but always wanted an education. Yeah. And finally was able to get an education, start school at 95.
95.
And she raises to the highest in her class.
Yes.
You know, with all the little 5 and 6 and 7 and 8
Isn't
year olds
that
and 9
incredible?
and 10-year-olds.
Isn't that incredible?
Yes. And the story is so powerful.
It's moving.
That, you know, he's out in the villages and honoring her. And this is a film you want to watch all day long. It's
a great story. In a world where it's marred with tragedy and I call it rubberneck moments. You know, when you're driving and your head's rubbernecking, you're like, what is, in a world filled with rubberneck moments, this truly is an inspirational, heartwarming film. And I know it's going to be very successful. I can tell. And I just wish you guys the best of luck with this. It will be in theaters relatively soon.
What we're doing right now, we want to get up for an Academy Award on this.
Yes.
So we're putting it in film festivals, and we just did the New York South Asian Film Festival last week and won the Best Short Award. We got an award for that. Yep. And now this week we're in Hawaii at the Hawaiian International Film Festival.
Yes.
And Dr. Terry Shintani is leading the charge for people to see it because it's such an inspirational, educational thing particularly for women. Oh my God, this is iconic.
Well, I was just going to say this is it hits a big demographic. This film hits a big demographic. I mean, it's a story of triumph. It's a story of struggle. It truly is inspirational. Yes. I mean, in every sense of the word. And so.
Also, the thing about Vikas is he has such a sense of magic and beauty, and the first 3 minutes of this film, I could just watch over and over again because it's so beautiful. It's just like a mantra or something.
Very much.
So his filmmaking and the eye and the spirit that he has with everything. They just did a documentary a year or so ago on him by a wonderful Russian cinematographer, Andrei, and it's called Buried Seeds.
Buried Seeds.
And that's now available on National Geographic.
Yeah.
But you have to see that film because it's the story of Vikas.
Yeah, Vikas' life. Yeah, incredible. He's a great guy. Can't wait to see him soon. And I know he's running around doing Vikas things and promoting this short film, and he's gonna do great with
dedicated to getting
Very
this message
dedicated.
of this woman's story out there.
Yeah.
He's just totally dedicated.
It's a great story. It truly is. It really is a great story. And the question I have is,
Yes.
now we have your resume. Now everyone knows you're in the films,
but I left
all
out the
this
good
stuff.
stuff.
We left out all the good parts, right? The question that I have that me and Brian were talking about before, how do you make a film? How do you go from an idea to a budget to actually getting a 17-year-old like that over there holding a camera and actually putting this all together? How does stuff like this happen? How do you wave the magic wand?
This is the big one. I need to know.
We need to know.
Johnny.
Okay,
We
this
need to
is it.
How do you make this happen?
You take your magic wand.
That's it. The magic wand.
That's what takes. And now I have one. The next time we're together, I'll bring mine
You're going to bring the magic wand
and
in.
I will give it to you.
I appreciate that.
Okay.
I appreciate this symbolics.
But in the meantime,
yes.
I want you to realize you have your own magic wand.
Willpower. If there's a will,
That's
there's a way.
part of it. It's your dream. It's what's in your soul.
Mm.
And that's what gives you the vision, the creativity, the energy for it.
Yeah.
Stay in tune with yourself so that each moment you know you're on that. If
Okay.
it feels a little off, I thought that was the way to do it, but no. And then look what happens when you just let go and you really put all your spirit into it.
Yeah.
And help as many people along the way
Oh,
as
of
possible.
course. Well,
because
I
that's where
believe
the
in
fun
good,
is.
Good energy and good karma really brings good results.
Yeah.
So you're not going to tell me your secret and how you put everything together, but you gotta work for it. You gotta keep going, and that's it. If it was so easy, everyone would do it.
No, well, you do what your karma is, your destiny.
Yeah.
Okay, that's part of it also. But the secret is you finding your secret. Keep going in self every day and say, how am I going to do this? What should I do?
Okay.
And listen.
Listen.
I've
listened. I've listened to myself a little too much sometimes. You called me, right? So this summer, she gives me a call, and Joanie, you call when we have phone calls. It's very interesting. So you give me a call, and you're down in Vikas' place, and you go, listen, we're having a party down here. You have to come down. It's fabulous. We're at Vikas' home and all this stuff. And I was just down there previously, a week or two before. And I said, I had a prior engagement, which I did. And I said, I really couldn't make it. And you were telling me, please stop at Salinger's, pick up an apple crisp pie and bring it down. I'm thinking to myself, how am I going to get an apple crisp pie down to Manhattan? Like, what am I doing here? I got all this stuff.
Go to Salinger's.
Go to Salinger's, right? So I couldn't make it, and you were right. You were telling Jack, you got to come down here. You got to get down here. It's very special. You got it, but mum's the word, very secretive. So I'm like, anyway, I had a prior engagement. I go out that night. I come back home. I had a date, and me and my date are, we're messing around. I look at the TV, and it just so happens that CBS is on the TV. And what is going on CBS? But there's a mini concert going on right there on the patio that we were having a meditation ceremony at a week or two before. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, Joanie. I'm going, oh, she tried to tell me. I go, she tried. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm watching it on TV, and I'm going, I could have been there. I'm going, I could have been there. I'm like, this is wild. I'm like, I can't believe this. And then the next day, me and you were in college, you're like, you missed it. I was like, I did? I was like, I missed it. I was like, I am kicking myself in the head over it. But yeah. So I will take the budgeting and all the planning of making a documentary film with a grain of the magic wand salt.
Yes.
Yeah. Everyone has a process. There's a method to everyone's madness.
Yes, exactly. And stay happy. Laugh every chance you get. Laughter is the best medicine, period.
Speaking of happiness and speaking of laughter, you had me laughing before. I did. You had me laughing before. You did. You gave me a chuckle. I didn't mean to, but I did. I said very kindly, I said, I hope you don't mind, but I asked you how old you are. And you then told me, you don't know.
I don't know. I have no idea.
You have no idea?
I have no idea. No, because...
How does this happen?
Well, because of a woman by the name of Barbara Marx Hubbard,
Okay.
that was one of the most iconic women on the planet, period. She was one of the top women, futurists of our time, wrote many books, started a whole foundation on consciousness.
Okay.
And I met her in Aspen, actually, when she was traveling through running for vice president on any political party.
Okay.
She said, I just want to be the first woman to be a vice president.
What time frame was this?
I don't know. It was when she came to Aspen on
No,
that
I'm
campaign.
saying like what, like the 70s, 80s, 90s?
I don't know.
Oh.
It was when she was there.
When she was there.
Yeah. So whenever
Okay.
she was there in Aspen,
I'm with it.
campaigning, and I fell in love with her. And she had just written a book called All About Eve, the Eve and the Goddess.
Okay.
Well, I had just come back from Bali, and I was a goddess. So there, hello.
Yeah.
And
Bali, Island of the Gods.
yes, and goddesses.
And goddesses.
Together.
There we go, together.
Together.
Of course.
But anyway, Barbara wanted to she just had one platform. And she said, I want to put a peace room in the White House, in the system of government. We have a war room. Why don't we have a peace room? And that was the only campaign she wanted, the only issue she wanted to have.
So
was a peace
she
room.
ran
So I
on the
joined her
fact
campaign.
of she wanted balance. Instead of being a
Yes,
warmonger society, she
yes.
wanted a peacemonger society.
Yeah, study it,
Yeah.
and let's see how we can't get more of it. All right.
I
The
agree in a
Rockefeller
term.
Foundation helped fund some of these things and many others.
Yeah.
But she's just been always fascinating, and I've been friends with her ever since that, off and on over our lifetimes.
Yeah.
And when I was living in Bali, and I was hosting some spiritual conferences over there. In fact, that's where I met Deepak Chopra. I didn't know who he was. He came over there with Barbara and about 20 of the Deepaks and the Barbaras of the world.
Yeah.
And I'd been over there for a few years, without even a TV, just living the culture.
Just living the culture of
life.
Bali.
And
And by the way, the culture
yes.
of Bali, you are kind of responsible for bringing bamboo to the United States. Little known fact.
Yes,
Little known
yes.
fact. You brought
Yes.
bamboo over here.
Yes.
And I
That's
believe
something
it
I didn't know.
Yeah, it was the Architectural
wow.
Digest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole article, I read the whole thing.
yes.
Yeah, very interesting. Very
Well-
interesting. How does that come about? How does one bring an invasive? Well, I guess it's invasive species. It's a plant, but it's not native to our soil. How do you
Right.
get that over? How does that even happen?
And it only is invasive in some instances. There's
Mm-hmm.
many varieties of temperate and tropical bamboo.
Yes.
And I was living in Bali, and I was designing lots of things, I had been working with the government of Indonesia and the Ministry of Trade and Telecommunications.
Okay.
And because I had gone over there as a designer originally.
Mm-hmm.
And I was taking people trekking in the Himalayas and running down the great rivers of the world. So I then came to Bali, and I just fell in love with it. And I was raised by my South Dakota grandma,
Yeah.
and I made my doll clothes, and then I made my clothes until I went to college.
Oh wow.
I did not have a store-bought dress. I just made and designed everything. We made everything and designed in
Good
our
for
house.
you. Good
so
for
I
you.
have that, but
Good
that
for
was
you.
just fun.
Yeah.
I certainly didn't think it was a skill. It was just something I loved and did. I was growing up to be for the first woman president of the United States, and as my grandpa said, just go fix things.
Just go fix things.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that approach.
Get on your horse and
Get out there. Yeah, go fix it. I like that approach. So when you were in Bali, you were
Right.
doing some architectural design.
Yes.
And I believe there was a little thing that I saw about David Bowie's home.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
How
yes.
was that project to work on?
Well, I met Linda Garland
Yes.
over in Bali. She
Bali,
had moved there from Ireland and London and all points of the world she had lived in. So there were two wild Irish women in Bali on
Bali.
the same planet.
Wow.
So of course we went boop, like
Right.
this, became best friends,
Best friends. Yeah.
And she has two beautiful, beautiful sons that
Yes.
I just adored and helped raise over
yeah.
there and play with and enjoy.
Yeah.
So Arif and Karim,
Oh,
and
okay.
they're still over there
They're
doing
still over
wonderful
there
things.
doing wonderful things. Yeah.
But Linda was one of the world's leading interior designers, period.
Mm.
And she loved designing out of the gigantic bamboo. She was the first one to design the big bamboo furniture.
Yes.
And so David Booley, Richard Branson were her clients.
Mm-hmm.
They loved Linda. They loved her designs. And when we realized that bamboo could be a substitute for wood and save the
strength
rainforest.
of bamboo and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible. But
Yes.
you guys were doing this
Yes.
way back. I mean,
Yes.
you're talking.
15, 20 years ago, we
Yeah.
were doing this.
I mean,
yeah.
The article I
Or
wrote was a
more.
little
Yeah.
longer.
Oh,
it was a little
right.
longer than that.
Well,
You're talking about
whatever.
like early
Time.
80s.
What
But
do I know?
yeah.
You
No,
get
I
that
know, right?
bubble.
I get it. I get your wave. I know what you're on. I know the wavelength.
Yeah.
But the thing that was wild to me was the design of the home
Yes.
with all bamboo and the lengths that you guys went to
Right.
put this structure up. I mean, it was put up in pretty much a jungle. I mean, that's where
Yeah.
this place was built.
Yes.
I mean, I
Yeah.
can only imagine the challenges that must have been to put up a home in the middle of a jungle in Bali made out of bamboo. I mean, it's I know what it is to build a home here in United States with all
Right.
those supplies and resources that we have
Right.
around us. So
Right.
that must have been a feat amongst itself.
Right. Well, what we did was we organized the first international bamboo design and research conference, and with the scientists, because we wanted to spread the word on bamboo, because we suddenly realized what an amazing
What an amazing product,
it was, and how it could change our climate, and help poor people so they had more tools for building homes that they could grow in their backyard.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Architectural Digest came and they covered. One cover is just of Linda's home where I lived there on the cover, and she did David's home, and she did one for Richard Branson, and many people.
It was
that cared about her.
It looked incredible,
And no one argued with Linda because she would just.
I can imagine from what I
Another
heard,
wild redhead.
another wild one.
know,
From
just-
what I've heard and what
Yeah.
I've read, you guys really are trailblazers. I mean, in your own right, you went out there, you went to the jungle, and you built something. And they say when you build it, they will come, and they came
did.
all right. Oh
They
yeah,
came from all around the world.
Yeah.
We held a month workshop, and we brought Simon Velez and Oscar Hidalgo from Venezuela and Colombia, the two top bamboo architects in the world.
Wow.
And we had a free workshop for any architect that wanted to come and learn how to build
And
bamboo.
learn how to build bamboo.
So,
Wow.
we did that.
Fast forward all this time,
Yeah.
and now
Yes.
pretty much your grassroots project or early bamboo seeds project, if I should say,
Exactly.
has taken over. I mean, bamboo is everywhere. I know it is big in the boat community. Everyone uses bamboo flooring for boats. It's very popular. You go anywhere, bamboo people, it's in people's homes here.
Yeah.
I know 5 people off the top of my head that have bamboo around their pools. I mean, it's one of those things.
I'm going to give them a Joanie sticker of approval. Just
Approval,
pass
right?
them out, okay?
Yeah, right. I love that. Well, from bamboo to filmmaking,
Right.
that's just the tip of the iceberg. The meat and potatoes of this. You're a South Dakota girl that spent most of her time in Aspen.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how did you discover Aspen? Now, why Aspen? How'd this all come about?
Well, a boyfriend.
Really? Just any old boyfriend?
Yeah.
Just a guy. You were just.
No, it was my college sweetheart.
Oh, I love
that was a big skier.
Oh,
and I
okay.
was an athlete, and I skated and I did all kinds of things, but I hadn't really skied much.
Mm-hmm.
And I had gone back to South Dakota to go to school for a while. I went to many colleges and then dropped and would go on an adventure, and I'd start school someplace else again. Anyway, and I was back in South Dakota with my grandparents and a really cute boyfriend, wonderful, love of my life.
Right.
And we were going to drive my little car, my MG.
Oh, wow. An MG.
From South Dakota to California for Christmas.
Oh, wow.
And we stopped in Aspen
And you
to ski, and I went, oh my God.
You
Oh
loved
my
it.
God.
That
Loved
was
it.
it.
Loved it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is great. That is great. So you stop in Aspen and you stayed there,
Never went home.
never went home.
I did. I mean, we went and surprised my family for Christmas. I had so much fun because my family is wonderful and we all have a lot of fun. And we always have a picture with spoons on our noses.
Yes.
We're that family, you know.
Yeah,
But
I love that. I love that.
so anyway, and then when I got to Aspen, I thought I was dropping out.
Oh.
I thought I was never going to have a career or anything because, you know, everybody was just a ski bum there.
Well,
but I got in the ski industry and then I got traveling. I got very involved in city government.
Yeah, very much.
My boyfriend then was the youngest mayor in the history of America, Stacey Stanley, the mayor, and I was appointed to the town planning commission.
Oh, okay.
And so we wrote the first growth management plan for America
Wow.
to bring sustainable values.
Wow. And this was in Aspen?
Yep.
Wow.
So
Incredible.
in my heart, I mean, I love that community, and then everybody travels because it's the off season and you travel. So
I was going to say, I've been snowboarding throughout Colorado, different various places and stuff like that. I haven't been to Aspen.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, I'm sure Aspen has changed quite a bit over the years.
Yes and no.
Yes and no. How do you, in your opinion, what has changed and what has stayed the same?
The heart, the spirit, the beauty,
Yes.
the commitment, the core growth management plan, the Pepke legacy, which I dearly, dearly love and honor, and so many things. The people that are there. Now Aspen goes to Glenwood Springs and beyond because all the Aspenites have moved throughout the whole valley and have their restaurants and their art galleries and their farms and their gardens and, you know, but it's a whole community that way.
Yes.
You know?
Well, speaking of Aspen and speaking of documentary films, there's a project in the works now about Aspen, a little film that you will be featured in. Yeah. And hopefully in the future we can come back and elaborate when that project comes to fruition. I'd love to have you back on and talk about that. And the next, where is Joanie going? What's the next step? You've been all over the world, from South Dakota to Aspen to Bali. You've done projects. You've built, bamboo homes in the middle of Bali jungle, and now here you are. You're
and
working
in the middle
with
of
Vicus,
Costa Rica.
And in the middle of Costa Rica, you've been all over the place. Where is the next step now? Are we working on films locally? Are we going to keep researching? Are we going to keep growing bamboo? Where are we going? What's the next project?
All of the above.
All of the above.
Yeah. I'm a Gemini, so hey.
We're both Geminis. We both connect that way.
Exactly. Exactly. So just all of, and my mission also to help connect people together to our higher purposes.
Yes.
So all of the things from with Dr. Zach Bush and the Farmer's Footprint, with Vicus Khanna and his, my goodness,
you got
his
your hands
projects
full.
he's taken
You
to
got
the
it.
world.
Your hands full with Vicus.
I'm
I know
working
that.
with the young climate activists on oceans. We're doing projects that way. I'm part of the Poem Foundation, Building Wellness. I work with the amazing Lauren Berger on many projects. The Think Positive World.
I was
some
there.
that you met at my event.
I met some of them, and they were very powerful people. People that are very determined, very driven, and they know who they are. Who they are. They're very good people. They're good energy, good souls.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And my focus right now is with Layla Love's organization. She's one of the top photographers that shoots the victims of trafficking.
Oh, wow.
And her artwork is iconic. And she started a foundation with Gloria Steinem called Rise of the Butterfly.
Oh.
And so that's my focus.
Yeah.
Where we're now doing major events back in the city. And around the world to bring her artwork and other organizations. Yeah. Crossing Point is another organization that works with the trafficked victims to help them use art to heal.
To heal. Yeah.
And we're doing a beautiful show.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Oh, no, you're good.
This Saturday, all day,
All day?
at St. John's Church in the Village
Yeah.
from 1 until 7 with the arts. And then we bring in, of course, music and dance
Yeah.
to everything we do. So it's a full-bodied expression with Anthony Hayden Guest and
Yeah.
Bruce Helander, our art curators that are getting arts out to inspire and heal.
I tell you what, that's great. It's really a good cause. I wish you the best of luck this Saturday. Hopefully the turnout is great. Hopefully you guys have a good, I assume this is a fundraising project?
Yes.
Yes. Hopefully you guys meet your goal that is set.
Yes.
I have no doubt, especially in the neighborhood, especially with the project you're doing, I have no doubt that you guys will accomplish that goal. And I tell you what, I just wanted to, once again, I Saucy's giving me the 5. He's giving me the motion. He's like, he's like, dude, we're getting
close. It's all good.
See, we're how fast is that going, right?
Boom.
I can't
Yes.
believe it. Just like that. The whole time we're going, oh man, an hour. It's
Like I
flying
said,
by.
we could still be in my driveway talking.
Over smoothies. I know. I get you the Kale Kate smoothie from Bobo's
Yes,
all the time.
yes.
By the way, little shout out to Bobo's Cafe.
Oh, yes.
They're great.
Love them.
Love
Such
them.
a great
Best
spot.
matcha.
Such a
best
great
matcha.
spot.
Right?
Muffins, everything.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's funny. I stopped at the one in Somers before I come and see you because you're right over there. And from Somers to Mayapack, they got locations all over. Their apps are great. I love Bobo's. Bobo's comes through with the smoothies for us. But yeah. Well, Joanie, till your next project, all about Aspen.
Yes.
All about where we're going next, and you're like, I can't wait. I wish I could talk about I know you were like, keep it under wraps. You know me. I can't keep a secret. I'm like boiling up, but that's for another thing. When that comes out, we'll come back on, we'll catch up, and it will be great. And I just wanted to, once again, hey, thanks for having a cup of tea with me.
Hey, anytime.
Cheers.
Oh, by the way, I want to mention that there's an amazing new restaurant. There's 4 restaurants called Honey Brains in the city that are helping support this.
Yeah, you showed me yesterday.
And
that was
they're
incredible.
wonderful. They're wonderful. And we're going to be doing events at the restaurants.
And
we'll show the art. We'll do fashion shows.
They have a little partnership with a local guy around
Come up
here.
to Salinger's Orchards, and it's a marriage made in heaven with the honey and everything.
So Honey Brains is it's an organic restaurant. And
all based on health and nutrition, brain science.
I love it. Me and Brian were reading the menu before. They have saucy eggs.
Yeah.
They got
It looks
saucy
delicious.
eggs.
I want to go.
I'm ready, dude. I'm ready.
I want to meet that person eating the saucy eggs.
I'm telling you, you're gonna see us. We're gonna be down there. DJ Saucy himself is gonna be eating himself a whole plate of saucy eggs.
Exactly.
Anything saucy. But Joanie, once again, thank you for coming on. What a great episode. Brian, what do we think about this one, dude?
I think I give it a thumbs up, brother.
Thumbs up.
Okay.
There we go. I'm so interested to hear about the next projects. Good luck with your current projects and the future.
You.
I know everything is going to work out. I know it. I know it. And Brian, hey, dude, as always, man, health, wealth, happiness.
Always.
Peace.
Always.